How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Prisoners of the Ghostland. This is from 2021, directed by Sion Sono, and stars Nicolas Cage, Sofia Boutella, and Bill Moseley. And overall, this is a movie that I really wanted to like more than I did. I mean, you have Nicolas Cage, who's this really great, big, over-the-top actor, and look at this quote on the box. The wildest movie I've ever made from Nicolas Cage himself? That sounds cool. And the whole world is like a mixture of a Western movie, a samurai movie, Mad Max, Escape from New York. Lots of cool ingredients going into this pie, but the outcome wasn't perfect. I do want to say right off the bat, the production design for this movie is really good. The sets, the costumes, the props, and the way it's filmed, the cinematography is also really cool. It's a good looking movie, but that's about it. And I do want to say, I've seen this problem with a lot of indie movies. Basically, the base parts of the movie, how I see it at least, is you have character, story, and atmosphere. And I see so many independent films that only do the atmosphere. And don't get me wrong, I like good atmosphere, it's cool to look at, but if you don't have any cool, relatable characters, I have a hard time getting into the story. And if I don't have a good story, I have a hard time sticking with the story. And it's these two elements that really fail the movie. I mean, Nicolas Cage is the standout character, but even him I don't feel like I really know that well. About 80% of the time he's trying to be Snake Plissken, and then the other 20% they say, hey, just do some cool Nicolas Cage stuff. But I don't really feel that he has a strong character, and really neither does anyone else in this movie. They all either say act stoic or act over the top, and that's pretty much about it. The plot itself is very shockingly simple. We're basically just doing Escape from New York again, and there is more to the world outside of it. There's several metaphors and vision sequences, and it's clear that it does mean something. But when you have so little going on in the base plot, when the movie itself, again outside of that atmosphere, just isn't really interesting, I don't really care enough to dig in and figure out what this all means or what's the world's backstory. It's a very pretty looking movie that sadly isn't really engaging or interesting outside of that. And I really do wish this had panned out better, because I mean, you look at the trailer, you look at the screenshots, this movie should have been really cool, and as it stands, it's just okay. Not really a strong recommendation, but I know that there are some people that will absolutely love it for its production design, and if that's you, that's fine, but I just couldn't really get into this one. But in order to analyze it further, let's take a bit of a look at the plot. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but I do want to break down and analyze a few things. I'll be avoiding the end bits though, so again, no major spoilers. But from here on out, let's take a bit of a deeper dive. We open up with Nicolas Cage in the past. He's going to rob a bank, and his character actually doesn't have a name, and the movie refers to him as Hero. His partner when robbing this bank is known as Psycho. So I'm thinking this bank robbery is not gonna go well. People wind up dying, they both get arrested, and then we cut to some time in the future, and we're in a post-apocalyptic world. Bill Moseley is the governor of a place known as Samurai Town, which is half classical samurai and half classical western movie. And he brings Nick Cage in because apparently one of his granddaughters has left Samurai Town and is going out into the dangerous parts of the world. And he decides to do the classic Escape from New York. Take a prisoner, strap a bomb to him, if he misbehaves, he's going to blow up, and if he doesn't achieve his mission, he also blows up. Escape from New York was really simple. They do kind of overcomplicate Nick Cage's bombs though. He's got a full leather suit he has to wear. He can't take it off obviously, although how does he go to the bathroom then? He has bombs on his neck, but he also has bombs on other parts of his body that that might go off to punish him, including, yes, 2 bombs on his crotch because the governor doesn't want him doing anything to the granddaughter, and apparently the suit can, like, read your nervous systems and tell if you're planning on anything like that. There's also this whole big thing where it's not just a certain number of hours, it's like 3 days and the days light up, but he gets 2 bonus days if the girl says her name into the microphone to confirm that he's got her. Yeah, maybe should have just stuck to the simple bomb in the neck thing, because yeah, we're getting a little overcomplicated here. But outside of that, the plot is shockingly simple. It's escape from New York, but he goes from Samurai Town, then there's the land where these like people roam, kind of ghostly figures, the dangerous part, and then there's the Ghostland, where the daughter's going to be, and he's going to go and pick her up. And yeah, a lot of that is simple. In fact, how could this movie even last that long? It sounds like we should be over really quick. Well, that's when a lot of the non-working artsy parts come in. Apparently in the future, synchronized chanting and dancing is very, very big, and we'll spend a lot of time with people doing little chants. At one point, Nicolas Cage passes out, and we're in like a dream vision thing for like way too long. And we also do get things that are clearly symbolism. For example, in Ghost Town, a bunch of people are holding this rope tied to a clock, and they're trying to pull the rope and stop time from progressing. Okay, that's a metaphor, I get that, it means something. I just don't really care enough to dig down into it. There's sequences that are clearly dreams or visions. There's characters that are probably ghost. There's a lot going on, but somehow it's just so inapproachable and hard to get into. Here's an example. There's a character in this movie that, even though I'm not great at recognizing people, is clearly Nicolas Cage's old partner, and he's running around, and eventually the two meet. They talk for a bit, we get a bit of convoluted backstory explaining part of the past of this world, and then the guy just goes off and does nothing. So we have an obvious thing about to happen, then we get this weird sideways piece of the puzzle, and then he just leaves. That's not really great storytelling structure. And so much of it is like that. There's so much of, why did that character do this? Why is this going on? How much longer till the movie's over? And I feel like there's some people that think, oh, it's a weird artsy movie. How can you criticize something for being weird? It's supposed to be weird. But there's obviously weird things that do resonate with us, like Alice in Wonderland is a classic. David Lynch also makes classics. But there's so many movies like this that are only atmosphere and not engaging, and those tend to get forgotten about. If this wasn't a Nicolas Cage movie, I don't think anyone would really be talking about it. We do have some fun Nicolas Cage moments, but not enough to carry the film, and I kinda wish they let him be more wacky and out there and crazy, because this is one of those crazy movies where Nick Cage isn't really even the craziest part of it. So yeah, this is one that I wish was better and I wish I could get more into, but it's one that unless you can cross this really high threshold of actually caring about it, you'll just kinda go, okay, that was weird, and move on. You have to do the work to get me to care, and that's a lot of where story and character come in, which this movie was sorely lacking. Oh well though, I do appreciate the effort, and it is cool to see something different. But not gonna lie, this didn't really pan out, so can't really recommend it. All that being said though, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. If you guys want to see me talk about more movies kind of like this, you can click right here and see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.